Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. Bob Trade Genius. I want to start off on a positive note here. Although I think the marijuana industry is pretty much dead man walking, as a trader, you got to look for these counter trend moves that are very profitable. And MJ, I'm watching this ETF, is we got a basically, there's a weekly buy signal on it. And usually this means that there's probably a move coming in here that could last a month or a quarter. We saw it with gold and silver and the miners in December, and we're seeing it here. And this is not the first time they've launched these stocks going into the new year. So, and yesterday was I'll show you the daily in a second, was a bullish engulfing pattern on the ETF. So it looks like this is going to be a flavor of the quarter. But they did it in the beginning of 2019 too, and they did it in the beginning of 2018, and they did it in the beginning of 2017. Okay, I didn't even look back any farther, of course, than 2016. So every first quarter of the year, they're pumping the marijuana stocks, and so we're going to take advantage of that too. I'm not so much interested in dealing with the ETF. Once this runs its course, then we'll go ahead and we'll buy some puts. I went ahead and I put some of the marijuana stocks on my watch list here. And here's ACB. I traded this one before, and just so everybody knows, I'm not a big fan of pharmaceutical marijuana. You can love me or hate me. I think there's a lot of long-term damage marijuana does to people's brains, and I think it's something that people need to be concerned with. You know, we're just definitely an over medicating society. You need to take as least amount of pharmaceuticals in your body as possible. Nutrition, 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 and so we have that. Thus ends the rant. So, but I want to make money, so I'll. It's legal, and so I'll trade it. And so here we have Aurora, and I moved down to a daily on this. Is that we had a nice bounce here. It's one I'm watching, and then we have here's Grow. It's not quite ready yet, but it's getting there. And then we have a little bit of break at Kushco. This is an interesting stock. They're kind of like a the shovels provider, if you will, to the gold miners in the marijuana space. So this is one I'm kind of interested in. I like this pattern. It looks a little bit like PLG. I'll show you that one in a second. Again, we talked about it yesterday. You get this big sell-off going into the fourth quarter, and then it bounced around. Looks like it's trying to bottom out. But I think there's a potential double here with KSHB, and I would probably be interested in taking a shot on this and maybe putting my stop down here at about maybe 125 and seeing if I can get a move at least up to the third standard deviation as it sits today. And let me show you this PLG so you can get a sense of what I'm talking about. Okay. Here's PLG. Had this huge sell-off. I'll go out on weekly on this. You can see it better. But did the same thing. Big sell-off, consolidating, ready to come back up. And that's what I'm looking at here for this KSHB. Okay, let me zoom back in. And here's what it looks like on an hourly. Already had a nice move. Probably going to pull back a little bit. So we're just going to watch it here and catch the next buy move on it. I'm not going to chase any of these. If I get it, I get them. And then there's one more in here, I think. But I think that's it. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show that to you. I'm definitely going to short these marijuana stocks after they run their course. But until then, I think there's some really good possibilities here for profit. And I swear I had one more in here. Let me give me a second here. So there's GROW, there's ACB, there's Kush, and anyway, I think that's it. So enjoy your day. I'm going to have a few more charts out here I'm going to talk about. There's going to be two ETFs that I'm going to be religiously shorting because of the way their calculations are derived. There's two I'm going to watch that are going to probably roll over, and then definitely I'm going to show you guys how to short swing trade some of these miners that I think are just going to continue to go in value here this year, and then we're going to see what happens with the stock markets. 2020 is going to be, I think, a really good trading year. I think volatility is going to pick up. And what I mean by that, I mean, I think the ranges are going to expand. I think there's going to be a little bit more of a tug of war this year because of the worry over the election. And I think the impending doom of Europe and China will start showing itself. And I think then 2021 is going to probably be the year that you probably should be in cash, because I think it's going to be a nasty first year of a new presidential term. And I think they're just going to throw the baby out with the bathwater that year. But we got a year to play. Anyway, guys, enjoy your day. It's absolutely stunning here in Southern California. And for all those who joined us over the last couple days, is that we'll get you set up on your indicators and things like that in the next day or two when everybody's back to work. And thank you for joining. We had a really, really great response. Bye-bye.